Namo Bhagavate Ramakrishna Om. Salutations to Bhagavan Ramakrishna. Welcome to the fifth class in this series of Unpacking Yoga and its practices. We are going slow, and the primary reason is we would like you to kind of implement some of the techniques that are being shown here into your current practices if you are currently practicing yoga, or if you're new, you could do that fresh. We also saw a little of what breathing is and spoke about the breath in your previous classes. We also learned a little of mindfulness, to breathe mindfully. Today we are going to use both these, the breath and the mindfulness, and make it into a mindful breathing. Okay. Breathing is part of that autonomic nervous system. You don't have any conscious control over it. It runs by itself. Breathing and your heart beating and urination and etc., everything. That's part of the autonomic nervous system, and it runs on its own. That being said, mindfulness is a very powerful tool. Powerful in the sense of, it is spoken of as a tool to enter into your physical, emotional, and your deeper psychic aspects of being. This is the best way one can enter into it. So when you do mindful breathing, you are entering into the deeper recesses of your mind. Mindfulness is just to be in the now, as I say, to be aware of a present state of mind, to be aware of what and who we are. Generally, our minds are so distracted, we just can't gather that focused mind and draw it in. Breath is the medium through which one can bring out the scattered mind and into oneself, and then through that mind itself enter deep down within you. Well, mindfulness and breathing. So mindful breathing, both together. Okay. There are hundreds of things going on inside as well as things going on outside. We just can't figure what exactly is disturbing us. I mean, yeah, there are causes. There are causes and causes. And there are causes to those causes. It's amazing that it's a kind of a scaffolding that is built, and up pops restlessness, whatever. It is also important to understand that this breathing, as it enters deeper and deeper into you. So what do you mean entering? Yes, we are unaware of it. With this technique, we become aware of it. And then we enter into a psychic realms. And that is extremely important. As I said, it enters into the physical, the emotional, the intellectual, the psychic, the spiritual realms. Generally, the mindfulness practiced outside is something like this. They have a kind of a whole body scan, as they say. I could never figure it out, but the technique, it's an old technique. You lie flat on your back and then close your eyes and then flex your toes or the feet and relax them. Flex your ankles and relax them. Flex your calves and relax them. Flex your thighs and relax them. It goes up slowly and slowly to every part of the body. That is the kind of one form of relaxation, and that is the lowest part of mindfulness. But then we are going to unpack yoga. We are not interested in that relaxation. People are stressed. Yes, we understand that. And you need something to relax. And these practices are very powerful. There's no doubt about it. You clench your fist, relax it. And at the same time, feel your fist opening, clenching and opening. Then flex your muscles, your calves and everything slowly and relax it. And feel it. This is called a kind of a whole body scanning during mindful meditation. But yoga takes a distinct path. It's not merely relaxation. It is yoga, which means concentration, as it has been stated in our previous classes. It is intense concentration. We don't want just relaxation. We want freedom. And this practice of mindfulness, the ordinary mindfulness that is being taught and practiced outside, has got this one problem. You've got to be passive. You've got to be a passive observer, a passive experiencer. But yoga teaches you exactly the opposite. You've got to be proactive. You've got to be extremely active. Yoga is dynamic. I generally give a simple, you can say, explanation of this. Now this podium, if I have to lift it and hold it up, I need to employ a lot of strength. At the same time, I cannot be smiling. I'm going to be kind of stern and try to keep on. I might succeed for 1 minute, 2 minutes, and then my arms will start aching. And yoga is employing such strength, but internally. Your physical body is just still and relaxed. But internally, there is a tremendous force of power is being used. This develops your willpower. If I keep on holding this every day for maybe a minute, I'm going to develop not only my muscles but my willpower. It's obvious. That development of willpower is what the initial practices of yoga demands. So you take 2 lessons from this. It's not mere relaxation. It is something called you're going to be active. And it's not a passive state. It is a kind of proactive state. That being said, we've seen when one is busy and active and running about, or when one's mind is restless, one's breath also becomes restless. You'll see it comes in short bursts, like snorting, like bellows. And when one is calm, the breathing becomes slow and deep. Yes. So, while we are practicing this mindful meditations, mindfulness connected with the breath, what happens is you really breathe in deeply, that's because you are still, and the breath goes in and the breath goes out. Because the more your mind is restless, the more agitated every system gets. So this is the link. As I said, breath is the flywheel, and that momentum is transmitted to smaller and smaller and smaller parts all over in the body. Okay. Mindfulness, just for clarifications, is what is called vipassana in Buddhism. In the southern, you can say Buddhism, it's called vipassana. Vipassana is nothing, pasha is to see, and vi is to see clearly. I think that is clear. To see clearly. And when you can see things clearly, you have a control over it. We don't see things clearly most of the time. So to take stock of a particular thing, watch it carefully. Swami Vivekananda said, knowledge is power, and this starts with observation. You know the vagaries of your mind. You know which recesses is going to go there. You know the old tracts of desires. You keep watching as a witness, with clarity, without fear, with awareness. That being said, okay, let us go through a kind of the practice of this mindful breathing. Now, some of these previous steps have already been kind of enumerated. Sit down straight, please. Yeah. Square your shoulders. Lift your chin up. And as I said, the moment you lift the chin up, it shows you are attentive. The moment the chin drops and your eyelids also will droop, that's a sign of lassitude. Things are not going according to that alertness. Now focus your attention somewhere here on the point on your chin, or a spot just outside your chin. Keep your eyes half closed, please. It's okay for the light to filter in. Be perfectly still. Straighten your spine, please. And relax your facial muscles. Direct your eyes down at the tip or the point on your chin. As I said, when the mind is calm, the eyeballs become still. Relax your tongue. Become aware of two things: your gaze directed at this point here, and the degree of relaxation on the tongue. Starting now, take a long deep breath. Slowly inhale. Exhale, please, slowly. Inhale, please. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Now you're going to do the same inhalation and exhalation with full awareness, with full attention. Feel your breath entering your nostrils and feel it leave your nostrils. Keeping your eyes closed, with the gaze steady, with the tongue relaxed, with your facial muscles relaxed. When you inhale, pull in the diaphragm and push out the diaphragm. Inhalation and exhalation follows this. Don't try to expand your rib cage, your chest. The inhalation and exhalation has to be done just by raising your diaphragm, your stomach, and when you're exhaling, contract that stomach, the diaphragm, and push out all the air out. When you inhale, expand the diaphragm or stomach. When you exhale, pull in your stomach. Okay, that's done. You can, we'll have another session towards the end. It's always advised to do this as all breathing exercise. Generally, it's advised to do on an empty stomach. Okay. Yeah. As you advance in this breathing, you will understand that it has an effect. So an empty stomach, yeah, that's good enough. I'm going to show you another exercise which also is complementary, but it's a little kind of advanced than the normal breathing that we do with awareness. It's something like this. Close your right nostril. Please follow me. And breathe in through the left nostril. Take a long deep breath, please. Close the left nostril and open the right nostril simultaneously. Exhale completely, pulling in your stomach. Now inhale, pushing out your stomach from the same nostril. Close the right nostril, open the left nostril and exhale. Okay. This is called technically the purification of the nerves. Nerves purified? Oh yeah. There are these subtle nerves within. And until those subtle nerves are not purified, no yoga can ever succeed. It's just impossible. You might try it for 100 years. It's not going to happen. These inner subtle nerves are purified, and then you proceed towards the higher and higher and higher, or deeper rather, aspects of yoga. So is it absolutely necessary? Many teachers, they skip this step for the simple reason is they use thought in order to purify those nerves. We will take these up in subsequent classes, but this is something that anybody can do. It's just mechanical. You close your right nostril, you breathe in through the deeply to the left, and then close this nostril, left nostril, open the right nostril, and exhale. And then once again, breathe in through this right nostril, close it, and open it. So generally we do 3 times or 5 times. This is 1, 2, and 3. Okay, we'll take this up towards the end. We'll try to kind of have a small practice session. So Swami Vivekananda says it's neither dangerous, but it has tremendous health, mental health and physical health benefits. And nerves can become, ordinary nerves can become like steel. I mean, you don't go around like a steel man, don't worry. But your nerves are going to get really, really strong. And that's what we want. Most of our problems are nervous problems. To explain what we have been talking about the breathing. Okay. Outside there, in this vast country and all of the world, people have been hearing something about the pranayama. Prana is the life breath. It is the foundation of everything. And ayama, there are 2 words, is the control. The control, what do you mean control of the breath? I mean, there's a world record that's, I think, 17 minutes you hold your breath. Yeah, David Blaine, I think, has kind of done it. It's amazing. And they stop the breath and they don't breathe for 15, 16 minutes. There are yogis who stop breathing for days, not 17, 18 minutes. And you can do. Is it controlling the breath? No. Pranayama is not just controlling the breath, it is controlling the prana. What is the prana then? Prana is the universal force in this whole, you can say, in this universe. In the external world, it works as magnetism, electromagnetism, as gravity, as strong and nuclear forces, everything. External forces are a manifestation of prana. The internal forces are also the highest expression of the internal forces in the human body is thought. Okay. Thought and the light of understanding. Let me repeat it. The highest expression, apart from the breathing, circulation, all these forces that are going on in the body, the highest expression of prana in the human body is thought. Okay. Now, how does this prana, this universal energy inside and outside work? There's a complement called matter, force and matter. Yes, it is. Because every force needs matter and every matter needs force. Both these things are spoken of as 2, but actually they are 1. It appears as matter and appears as force. Matter is appearing force. It's simple like that, E is equal to mc square. Matter is energy and energy is matter. Again, it's very fluid. So this prana, if you can get hold of this one wave in this ocean of energy, you can have tremendous, you can say, power over everything, not only in your body, but other bodies and the whole universe. But we are not going to that limit. Okay. Swami Vivekananda says that these great prophets and incarnations of God, they can raise their prana to a very high degree of level. They can raise the vibration of their prana as thought. Now, when I'm speaking, you are hearing me. What's being transmitted is nothing but prana. Yes. So we are, as it were, in the ocean of prana, and we are just a wave in that ocean. So this matter is called Akash, and this universal force is called prana. So prana and Akash, okay, they both combine together. They are separate when you see them as separate. And where do these two forces combine? In the mind. It is actually the mind that splits into matter and energy. This is a fundamental, you can say, philosophical position. The difference between the Eastern and the Western philosophies is, people try to understand Eastern philosophy. If you don't get this right, you're not getting anything right. In the West, they say, mind has risen from matter. The workings of the brain gives rise to something called the mind. In the East, it is the mind that gives rise to matter and force. I think that's clear. They are unified in the mind. So we are going in deeper and deeper and deeper through this breath inside. Is prana producing the breath? No. It is prana that is enlivening everything. It is expanding and contracting the lungs. That makes you breathe. Breath does not produce prana. Prana produces breath and everything else. Yeah, that was a kind of a slip there. So it is prana that's producing everything. Because force produces everything. Because nature, this nature moves. And that's what the essential nature of nature is, movement. Okay. So Swami Vivekananda says that the best form of prana is in the brain, manifesting as a light of understanding. The highest form of prana is in the brain, and it's manifesting as a light of understanding. Okay. This light of understanding is under the guidance of thought. And this thought is under the guidance of awareness. I think we can get this clear. Awareness, thought, light of understanding. And that is that superfine prana that is there within us. First, we need to get hold of this prana, the energy that is here within us, enlivening us. And then you can get the complete control of your mind and body and breath and everything. This being said, so how do we get this? Through mindfulness. Awareness, mindfulness, the guidance system for thought, and the thought in its superfine state is the light of understanding. In very advanced practitioners, all these three things fuse. Obviously, in the mind, you feel just the mind. in the ordinary cases of awareness or mindfulness, you feel the body, you scan the body, whatever, but we are not interested in scanning the body. We can get into an MRI if you want to scan the body. What we are interested in is to feel your breath body. In Vedanta, a layer within and inside and deeper than the physical layer is called the layer of breath, or the layer of power. Pranamaya kosha. Okay. Now this pranamaya kosha there's one, but according to the functions of the body, it's divided into 5 parts. So the first prana is also called a prana. It is something that moves from here out here. Its seat is here. Got this? Then there's something called apana, the downward movement of prana. It helps in excretions, etc. Its seat is in the coccyx, right down at the base of the, you can say, your tailbone, as you say. Udhana is that which gives this body a kind of a buoyancy, a life. Its seat is here, okay, in the throat. Then we have something called samana, that which digests food and etc., etc., and sends it all over the place. Its seat is on the navel. And vyana, that is that which pervades everything, is felt all over the body. With proper breathing, one can enter into those deeper and deeper, deeper recesses. You will feel you are not just a physical body, but now you are a breath body. Through that awareness, mindfulness. I think that is clear. Yeah. Now what else is there's no difficulty here. We have, however, one problem now, a timing. I'm going to take this practice up next Friday. But for now, as I mentioned, that we'll try to practice it a little. Sit down straight, close your eyes, square your shoulder, keep your chin up, please. Just become aware of your breath. Go through those steps of relaxing your facial muscles, relaxing your tongue, gazing at the point just outside your chin. Now just become aware of your breath. Join your mind to your breath. Now feel your heart thumping inside, the lub-dub. Feel your entire body doing that lub-dub. Okay, take a long deep breath, open your eyes please. You could feel your lub-dub all over, isn't it? Yeah. I mean, it's that simple. This is just a kind of practice to make you feel you can enter inside. You've forgotten how. We will, of course, go deeper and deeper, but the next class we will carry this a little step higher, and we will go to the cellular dynamics of this breath business. Okay. Om, peace, peace, peace.
Does thought has matter?
The
thought has matter?
Oh yeah, every thought has to be embodied. Otherwise, it's going to be something airy. Every thought has to have what happens is when you think, a sensory system and a motor system itself tells you that every thought, suppose you make me angry and then I become angry, then what happens to my body? It gets distorted. So that thought is translated into action. Always remember, if it is just a thought that's come and gone, is nothing but subconscious thoughts coming and going like a fairy things, just coming and going. But every thought is embodied, has an embodied. So in the yoga scriptures, it's called a wave in the mind. Okay, it's called a vritti chaitanya, the thought waves in the mind, and then it subsides. But it leaves a mark down there, which is called an impression. When I see this picture of the Buddha, it has left a mark in my mind. No thought can arise without a mark. Some thoughts coalesce and it become huge thoughts. But we'll go slowly on this. We'll take this up step by step. I don't want to rush people into this, because now we are entering into deeper aspects of yoga, which we will take subsequently. Okay, I think. So we can, the last exercise, I did not get what the last step combining with what. Okay, the last step you always combine with the exercise with your mind. Join your mind to the breath. It's called mindfulness. You breathe in mindfully. I think that is clear. You've got to have this kind of perfect awareness. And as we move forward, we will see how we can expand this awareness. Okay? So always join your mind to all your activities, especially internal activities. Okay? Is it all right to focus on the point between the eyebrows if that's your habit? No, please. It is only meant for advanced practitioners to focus between the eyebrows. Even if you are habituated, I know you might say, oh, what's that kind of. I have seen yogis who have been practicing for 20, 25 years have still not been able to come to this ascension of this point here. I'll tell you what, meditate here. Sri Ramakrishna says everything. Once this heart center is open, this center will open. And when this center opens, this center will open automatically. Your mind will meditate on this center automatically. So right now, please use the heart center for meditation. It is safe, it is easy. You may feel that's because we are very cerebral. The neocortex is here, and we think we exist here. No, we exist everywhere. So try to meditate here. Okay. And if you have been practicing for more than 20, 25 years, that's a different thing. I was in the first class, I spoke about two types of yoga Sri Ramakrishna said, Vishnu yoga and Shiva yoga. Shiva yoga is meditating here, but keeping the eye, it's not keeping the eyes here. I mean, you look kind of silly sitting down and trying to look at a. It is the internal gaze directed here, but it's not here in physical terms. It is meditating on the Atman. And Sri Ramakrishna says Shiva, when he meditates on that, and he keeps on being joyful and saying, who am I? Who am I? Vishnu yoga is meditating here. This is the safe, easy spot. So we don't need to go up straight here. Right now, I'm going to lead people up from here. And once this is open, you know what happens when this is open? Sri Ramakrishna just gives a kind of a glimpse of it. It's like a rocket bursting inside your chest. Okay. So if this seems like a rocket bursting inside your chest, imagine what happens here. It's like an atom bomb going up there. I don't want anything to go wrong. So kind of, let's do it here. Let's start here. Okay. When this is open, like I said, the other centers will automatically open. Swamiji, what if we are used to having our eyes closed during meditation and focusing the mind on heart chakra? Yes, that's it. If you close your eyes completely, that's okay. There are some who like to close it halfway, or there are some who will not squeeze their eyelids shut, but keep it relaxed, and so a little light filters through the eyelashes. That's fine. And if you notice, if you can meditate with your eyes half closed, good enough. If you want to just relax your eyelids and keep it closed, that also is good enough. But the principle is, don't fall asleep, because sleep is the first biggest obstacle, and we are going to conquer that. Once you conquer sleep while meditation, then nothing can stop you. Okay. Okay. So there we are. Om, peace, peace, peace. So we say hello to everybody.